I've worked for and with Dario in a variety of organizations over the last 20 plus years. Four companies that I can think of: Hay Group, Profiles International, Richardson, and Scialytics, representing the broad range of management consulting, HR training and leadership development, sales performance and enablement, learning management systems, and more. Big corporate environment, big budget, bootstrapping, agency, startup environment, the whole gamut in between. And several things stand out for me as I reflect on my time and experiences working with Dario. The first is his fearlessness, which he might not expect to hear, but that certainly comes through for me. And that comes from experience, wisdom, and confidence of doing what he's done for so long. I'd say that Dario recognizes what's worth going after and what to avoid. And when he sets his mind on something, he goes after it with great conviction. Obviously, that comes from his understanding of business and marketing in particular, the ability to match business drivers with consumer needs through what I would say is a very programmatic approach. So much of that revolves around learning, understanding, creating content, and then leveraging and distributing that to its greatest extent. Another great attribute of Dario is that he's hyper organized and uses that strength to maximize all he can out of whatever he's doing, whether it's a marketing or a business program. His calendar is always full and he knows exactly what the critical paths are for each component. While staying that busy, it always amazed me that he's able to operate with what I would call a heads up approach. He's always impressed me by his ability to look for new ideas, technologies, avenues, relationships to explore. But he's also savvy enough to avoid the trap of chasing shiny pennies. He'll recognize when something might be good, but let's wait for the next budget season or see if something's really legitimate and worth adding to the mix. But oftentimes there is something worth pursuing. And even if it starts with a conversation, it could lead to something really fruitful. That's always impressed me about Dario. And I would say that another great attribute of his is his network. Even before LinkedIn and any of the social networks, he knew the value of relationships, whether it was clients, vendors, other resources, experts. He seems to know just about everyone. Whether talking to clients or resources, those people always are willing to give him their time back and often lead to new relationships or extended relationships through their network. He can call on people from his recent or distant past, pull together effective teams who can gel and work together toward a common goal. And they can be quick projects or last years, depending on the opportunity and the need. In each of those cases, when we've worked together, Dario has led the charge for helping to reimagine the brand and position businesses, whether it was for growth or for sale. I would say once the goals have been established and determined, he excels at driving to execute strategic change for whatever those goals are, like whether growth, sale, or something in between. He brings so much to each engagement that any company would benefit from having Dario involved.